Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Zoom meeting where we discuss the Buddhist practice of charity, morality, and meditation, and the law of karma. Everyone is welcome to join. We'll start with our first participant, which is Felicia Chan. Felicia.
Good evening, Prajan. I don't have question for today. My meditation progress is good. Thank you for your Dharma teaching. Sadhu.
You're welcome. Next, Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Thanachan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Next, Prangvalai.
Good evening,
Thailand.
So I would like to inform to you that on Thursday I will going to do the meditation at the mountain. Already contact to the Anpapukka. Just only for one night, but I will try to use one day and one night as much as I can.
Okay. Is that all?
Thank you.
Okay. Yok Bae from New York. Yok Bae.
Yeah, good evening, Prajan. Yeah.
Do you have any question?
Yes, my meditation remains the same. And also the question I want to ask, why, because I'm working in the hotel, and if the guests around with bring the animals sleep with together and eat together.
Yes. You have to ask the hotel.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Prajan, thank you.
As far as Buddhism is concerned, people can eat with animals if they want. Sleep with animals if they like. There's no prohibition.
Yeah, and just for the future, are they go when they pass away, they will go to the bottom with the animal and rebirth with the animal?
No.
Oh, okay.
Everybody go according to their own karma. See?
Okay.
All right. It doesn't
Thank
matter
you.
who you live with. You live with your family, and when you die, not everybody go to the same place.
Okay, thank you, yeah.
Okay. Next, Nanapat from Ubon Ratchathani.
Namaskar ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ I don't have any question right now ค่ะท่านอาจารย์
Next, Professor Kenneth. Greetings.
Good afternoon, Tanajan. I'd like to ask a question regarding Vibhava-tanha.
Vibhava-tanha, yes.
Yeah, I think you mentioned one form of Vibhava-tanha is the desire for getting into arupa jhana.
Yes.
Is that because that's just one way to escape from the bad feelings and so on?
From the suffering of the form world, of the sensual and the form world. See, we have three worlds of existence. The sensual world, the rupa world, which is the form world, and the formless world. See? And so if you have the desire to find peace by entering into the arupa jhana, and become attached to that state, which is considered in the higher fetters, rupa raka, arupa raka. See, with the lower fetters, the anagami has already let go of his attachment to the sensual world of existence by getting rid of the sensual desire of kama tanha. But he hasn't yet got rid of the other two, which is bhava tanha and vibhava tanha. So this is another aspect of the cravings. But on the real on the lower or on the lower level of things, we also use as wanting to be something and wanting not to be something. Pavatana is wanting to be somebody, want to be prime minister, want to be president, want to be professor. This can be considered pavatana. And vipavatana is wanting something that you don't like, wanting to get rid of something that you don't like, whatever it is. This is called vipavatana also.
Okay.
So there are two levels of cravings regarding pavatana and vipavatana. Once you have jhana, you will become attached to jhana. So this is called pavatana. And once you can get into a rupa jhana, then this is called, and you become attached to a rupa jhana, then this is called vipavatana.
Okay.
The desire to enter into the arupa jhana, to be there all the time. Because you find that's the highest type of happiness you could have by using mindfulness. And this is the type of happiness that people could reach without the teaching of the Buddha, without because this is not the level of wisdom. This is the level of mindfulness, which were already known by practitioners. Even the Buddha himself also had this ability to enter into rupa jhana and arupa jhana. But he found that once he came out of this jhana, his mind became agitated and restless and wanted to go back into the arupa jhana or rupa jhana. So this can cause the person, when he dies, to go to this type of existence. Rupa jhana will send you to the rupa world. Arupa jhana, attachment to arupa jhana will send you to the arupa world, the formless world. Okay, but don't worry about those. Just right now, try to get rid of your sensual desire first.
Yeah.
By using jhana, rupa jhana or arupa jhana. If you are able to practice samatha bhavana, you'll either get rupa jhana or arupa jhana, depending on the strength of your mindfulness.
Okay.
So basically, what we want to do is to stop the fetters. Then if we can stop the 10 fetters, we can stop the 3 cravings. Okay, is this clear enough to you?
Yes, Dhanajan, that's very clear for me. Thank you.
So you should look at the fetter as your objective of eradication. You have to get rid of the 10 fetters that tie the mind to the 3 realms of existence.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dhanajan. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next, Gavin Danapong. Are you still in Bangkok?
Yes, in Bangkok, Ajahn.
Anything?
No, I don't have any questions tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Coxing. You look different tonight. Younger or something, I don't know. Maybe the angle of the camera.
Very clear, Prajan. I have no questions tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Joanna from Indonesia.
Good evening, Chan. I have one question. The more we do wholesome deeds, the more it is unbearable to see other people do unwholesome deeds. Why is it so, and how do we put a balance to this, Tanajan?
I guess you have more to measure people with. When you don't have any wholesome deeds, then you don't know how to measure other people. But when you have comparison, something you have wholesome deeds, and when you see somebody who's not doing wholesome deeds, then you know they're not doing wholesome deeds like you do. But if you don't do any wholesome deeds, when you see other people who's not doing any wholesome deeds, you don't see the difference. But it doesn't matter, what you can see in others. What's important is what you can see in yourself. So the Buddha said you should look at yourself more than looking at other people. If you look at other people, then you should use them like a mirror to reflect on yourself. Whether you like them or not, if you are doing unwholesome deeds, are you doing the same thing like them or not? If they are doing wholesome deeds, you are doing the same wholesome deeds like them or not. So, and when you see that you're not doing wholesome deeds, then you should try to do wholesome deeds.
So, so I just put a mirror and always take it back to myself again, Tanajan.
Yeah, always look at yourself, because it doesn't matter what other people do. Then what they do cannot send you to Nibbana or send you to hell. It's what you do that will send you to Nibbana or send you to hell. It's your wholesome and unwholesome deeds that will affect your future and also affect your feeling in the present. Whether you feel good or not good depends on your wholesome or unwholesome action also.
Okay, Tanajan. Yeah, very clear. Thank you very much.
All right. Bruce Lee, next from Indonesia. So,
Evening, Ajahn. I don't have any question for now. Thank you, Ajahn.
okay. Monica from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan.
Go ahead, can hear you.
Okay. Actually, I would like to know what are the effective ways, let's say if we were to experience bodily pains, and what are the ways to teach the mind so that the mind will stay calm?
Just use mindfulness, Bhutto, Bhutto. Just recite Bhutto, Bhutto or chant to pull the mind away from reacting to the painful feeling.
What if the mind find the Buddha word not so, how to say?
Something else. You can use other mantra. Like Namo Sankho Itipiso Bhagava Anicca Anicca. I actually use Anicca when I first practiced, when I came and experienced painful feeling, and I felt I could no longer sit. And I recite Anicca Anicca Anicca. I tell myself this is temporary, impermanent.
Actually, this one is not during meditation. This is like during normal days, sometimes.
Doesn't matter. You can do it anytime. Mindfulness, you can do it anytime. Actually, you should do mindfulness all the time.
Okay.
Not only do it when you need to, but you should always be constantly reciting a mantra to build up strong ubekkha in your mind. With mindfulness, you will get ubekkha, and ubekkha will leave you, let you leave everything alone, not reacting to them.
So if we were to look in terms of the 6 elements or the, then it actually it still won't be able to take it, right? Because there is not enough equanimity, isn't it?
That's right. If you have enough equanimity, then you can use it. Wisdom. You can say, "Oh, this is temporary. This painful feeling doesn't last forever." It's anatta, something you cannot control or get rid of. They are like the weather. They come and go by themselves. We just have to learn to live with them. That's all. With Ubeka.
So if we were to recite Buddha, how do we know that the mind is strong enough to face it? Well, sometimes the minds tend to slip into like it's Nama and Rupa.
If you recite the mantra and then when the mind eventually becomes calm, then it stop reacting to the painful feeling. It leaves the painful feeling alone, and the mind feels light-hearted, feel as if free from a heavy burden, which was stress. You notice it, the difference. It's like two different experiences. One heavy, stressful, one light and easy. Just keep reciting the mantra. Don't sing other things because you will distract the mind, not focus the mind, not concentrating the mind. You want to concentrate the mind into one pointedness. When it becomes calm and has ubeka and stop reacting to everything.
So when we recite Buddha, let's say if the pain becomes very intense, do we actually have to shout the Buddha in the mind or to recite it?
It's up to you. It's up to you. However you do it, it's up to you.
Okay.
Each person has different ways of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the main thing is just to hold the mind there so that it won't react.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Tanajan.
It will be easier to do it when you keep doing it before you meet the painful feelings. If you start doing it while you're meeting the painful feeling, you might not have enough strength to continue reciting. But if you keep reciting all day, all the time, as much as possible, then it will be easy for you to recite when you come to face to face with something that you don't like.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You need to keep practicing mindfulness, keep reciting a mantra, so that when you need to use it, then you can use it easily. If you're not used to reciting it, when you have to use it, you find it cumbersome, you find it awkward. Okay.
Okay, yes, I got your point. Thank you, Tanajan.
Next, Philip from Malaysia also.
Good evening, Tanajan. I don't have any questions right now. I'm glad to listen in.
Okay. Diana
Hello.
from Wales, right? Wales.
That's right. Actually, we're only about an hour from Swansea. You mentioned Swansea.
Yes. It's just happened to be the name I heard before. That's all. Never been there. Never know anything about it.
No. I have a question to do with my studies. I don't know if that's okay. But I wanted to ask, in the UK, there are mental health programs that use the teachings of the Buddha on things like mindfulness, but they just call it Eastern philosophy, and they don't attribute the teachings to the Buddha, and I always feel a bit awkward about it. I don't know how it's perceived from your perspective.
Maybe there's some reason for not using Buddha, or because maybe it's the name of religion, and it might cause some negative reaction to some people, because people in the West are more secular than religious. So anything religious might be considered not good for them. So they're afraid of the word religion.
They are.
So you have to use the word like philosophy or psychology. It's much more amendable to people.
Even spirituality makes people nervous.
That's right. People don't like something wishy-washy, They want something scientific. So Buddhism is really a scientific teaching, not spiritual, not rituals, anything, but just the people who practice them somehow turn Buddhism into ritualistic thing. It's really science, mental science, really, just which the world doesn't have hadn't learned it because of the word religion, which block people from studying the teaching of the Buddha, which is the scientific teaching of mental health.
Yes, much more so than we have over here, really, in terms of thinking about the health of the mind. We don't have the teaching to compare to it.
That's right. No teaching in the world can compare to the teaching of the Buddha regarding the mind, how to look after the mind, how to cure the mind from all types of illnesses.
I just have one little question about I have a very old dog and he's getting blind and deaf, and at some point, with animals here, sometimes when they get to the point where you feel you can't look after them anymore, you take them to the vet and the vet puts them to sleep. I wondered what the teachings were on that.
It's wrong to kill regardless of the reason. If you can look after them when they're strong or healthy, why can you not look after them when they're sick? It's just that you don't like that state, and every time you look at it causes you ill feeling. That's all. But if you had already contemplating on the nature of anicca, of impermanent, then you can easily accept the reality of the situation. And also, if you study the teaching, you know that what you see is just only a body. It's not the dog itself. The dog that you deal with is not the dog body. It's the spirit of the dog that you. And this spirit of the dog isn't harmed or hurt by the illness of the body. Because if you want to kill it, then you are doing it with ill will, which is opposite to what we want to try to do, to get rid of ill will. We should practice love. If you love somebody, you want to keep that somebody as long as possible, right?
Yes. And you see the spirit in the eyes. Thank you.
But people have an excuse that you're helping the dog to free from the suffering. How do you know? Maybe the dog doesn't want to die. Nobody wants to die, really. Any person in their right mind don't want to die. If someone wants to die, that means they're not in their right mind, really. They become fully delusional, deeply delusional. Because everybody loves their body, right? You love your body. Do you want to kill your body now? You don't.
Sometimes people get to the point where they feel ready to let go, don't they? When they feel that their body's had enough and they feel ready to let go.
Then they let go by meditation. This is the way to let go. You practice meditation to have upekkha, equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can live with any type of conditions of the body, good or bad, sickness, in sick or in sick or in health, you can live with the body. Doesn't really affect your mind.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next, Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No questions from me, just listening in. Thank you.
Okay, B. Ravin.
Hi, good evening, Tanajan. I have a few questions tonight. My first question is regarding the 4 Brahma Viharas. I understand that it's important to practice all 4 of them, but my question is how to find the right balance between Ubekkha and the other 3, because sometimes in my daily life, I want to, help people. Sometimes I have compassion, sometimes I have, loving kindness for them, but sometimes I come across some situations where some people, they're not, maybe cannot be helped even though we want to help them. So I have to use Ubekkha to just let go. So my question is, how do I find the balance between Ubekkha and the other 3 Brahma Viharas?
Well, in practice, the 4 come together, and they come with by establishing Ubekkha in your heart. Once you have Ubekkha, then you will have loving kindness. You have karuna, compassion. You will have mudita, joyful reaction to people's success or happiness. And also, if you run into a situation in which there's nothing you can do, and then you can remain in equanimity. So once you have equanimity, then the other 3 follow suit, and everything becomes natural. You don't have to balance it. You can use any particular one for each different situation. So practice Ubekkha, because Ubekkha gives you contentment. When you have contentment, you can love. You can have sympathy for people. You can show happy. You can feel happy with people's success. But if you don't have contentment, then you're just pretending to have kindness or love. When you yourself are not happy, how can you give happiness to other people? So yes, you have to practice mindfulness all the time to get to the 4th jhana. Then you will automatically have Ubekkha, the 4 Brahma we have. They all come together. Because once you have jhana, then you become a Brahma. Rupa jhana, you become a Rupa Rama, Rupa Brahma. So the 4 Brahma Vihara comes from the developing of the Ubekkha, of jhana. Okay, second question.
Okay, yes. Just clarification on, I think it was one of your talks earlier where you mentioned that a noble disciple will guard the sila even more than their life. So that means that if they come across a situation where they have to break the sila, they would rather die.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes. Because the one who breaks the sila is the mind, and the one who receives the consequence of the breaking the sila is the mind, not the body. See, the body is just like an equipment, like a bicycle or something. Then the mind, the rider used to take the rider to go anywhere. So to protect the bike, and then can make you become the rider will have to pay. Then it's better to dump the bike and then protect the bike. See, the Sotapanna sees the law of karma. See that regardless of what the reason for you breaking the precept, the mind will have to pay, because the mind will become stressful. But if the mind let go of the body and let the body be, because the Sotapanna sees the impermanent nature of the body all the time, and see the no self nature of the body. The Sotapanna sees that the body isn't him or her. So if something dies, which is not you, what should you be worried about? You should be worried about what will happen to you, right? Okay.
All right, I see now. So they see the body and the mind as separate entities.
Entity. The body isn't the one who will pay the consequence. It's the mind who will have to pay the consequence. So why do you want to pay the consequence just to protect your body, which is something you cannot protect anyway? One day you're gonna have to lose it anyway.
So the 5 silas come naturally to the
That's right.
Sotapanna.
That's right.
It's part of their second nature, so to speak.
Yeah.
And what you mentioned, Thanajan, about taking the 8 precepts whenever possible helps to kind of fast track us towards being a noble disciple. Is that because it prevents us from having an opportunity to, enjoy sensual pleasures? That's
right. Because normally when you have spare time, free time, you will seek sensual pleasure right away. Like either watching something, eating something, drinking something, going some places. You're hardly thinking about meditation. But if you keep the 8 precepts, then when you want to do the sensual pleasure activities, then you know you cannot do it. And when you cannot do this, then you know there's nothing else to do but to meditate.
Right. So that kind of restricts us from going off track.
Yeah. Go in a different direction. You're supposed to go in north, not going south.
Understood, Thanajan. I just wanted to say just one last thing, that regarding your what you told me on trying to have mindfulness at all times, I'm starting to see, maybe some small bits of improvement. So for example, when I'm in pain, I would immediately tell myself that, oh, this pain is the body, this pain is not me. And I'm starting to find it a bit easier to be content with it.
That's right.
So I just would like to let you know that I'm making baby steps towards the ultimate goal.
You're separating the mind from the body. By reminding yourself that you and the body are 2 separate entities.
Yes, I realize if I have enough mindfulness, I'm able to do that. But if I'm agitated or I don't have mindfulness, then it just goes out the window.
Yes, then your delusion will take over.
Yeah. So I just made that observation over the past few weeks. So I thought I would like to let you know that.
You will start to appreciate more and more the importance of mindfulness. The more you have mindfulness, the better off your mind will be. Because mindfulness is like a guard, who will protect the mind from stress.
Certainly does, Thanajan.
Okay. Is that all your questions for today?
That's all for now. Thank you so much, Thanajan.
Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Hello, Thanajan. It's about something related to what Monica asked about bodily pain, and just what you have discussed with B just now about the mind and the body. They are separate. I'm having a bad toothache, just like Alfredo Opeka. I do observe the mind. It's the habit. Even though we say we chant a Buddha or something, there's inside somewhere at the back of the mind. I like it to go off. I hope it will recover, or I don't feel as painful. So it's in the mind, at the back of the mind, that wanting to. So it's not really entirely able to accept as is. It's doing the best, like to rationalize, say, okay, I go back to the breath, or So it's just persistent trying that, Ajahn, or?
Well, see, your nature is to see the body as being you. So it's hard to separate. So when you're first doing it, you'll find it difficult. But as you keep doing it more and more, then you'll start to be able to separate the mind from the body.
So whenever I don't feel pain, I feel happy, like, hey, it's gone. So that's the observation of the reaction of mind. And it comes back, then like, oh, it's back. And it's just in and out. I also want to ask Ajahn about when I got this toothache, it's not really cavity. So then I look up from there is this meridian, traditional meridian, whereby there's some correlation between emotions and the body. Where sometimes we have suppressed or repressed certain emotions that we are not aware, and then it would manifest on our body. For example, if there's something that we suppress in our emotions, we are not aware, and then it would manifest on the body. So I like to understand from Ajahn, how do Ajahn see this?
Well, you see, the conditions of your mind affect the condition of the functioning of your body. If your mind is stressful, it will cause dysfunctional on the body. If the mind is calm, then it will not causing any dysfunction on the body. The body will be able to function normally. So I think even modern medicine now, they accept the truth about the stress, which is one of the cause of sickness or illness in people. And so they usually recommend people to relax. Don't be too stressful. Get you sick without and you cannot find any cause, So stress is one of the cause of people's illness. And if you can reduce the stress, then you will improve the condition of your body, the health of your body. Without having to do exercise or eating this or that, special food, anything like that. Look at monks. Monks don't eat special food. People give us anything, we eat anything. Food are food, but due to our delusion, we think, this type of food is better than that type of food. But really, they might be slightly different. But usually, all the food will do the same job of keeping the body alive. So I might be speaking out of turn, but back to the cause of body sickness, one of it is stress. So try to reduce stress by practice meditation and wisdom. Try to look at everything as temporary, so you don't try to hang on to it, cling to it. And the reason that causes you anxiety and worry is because you want to have things that you have with you all the time and not losing it. But you cannot force, you cannot go against the force of nature, the force of anicca or anatta. They have their own force, and when it's time for them to break down or to separate, to be gone from you, they go away. So practice mindfulness and upekkha and wisdom. then your mind will not have any stress. And your body will be healthy automatically as a consequence of having no stress. Look at all the Ajahn, they live up to be 90 and 100 years old. Even though they eat cheap food, they don't have any gourmet food to eat.
And they're very sabai.
That's right, no stress. Sabai. There was a story about in the Buddha's time, I think, there was a rich man who became a monk. And after he became enlightened, he just kept muttering, "Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy." And other monks start to think that this monk is crazy. He has no mindfulness. How could he be just keep muttering, "I'm happy, I'm happy"? So they reported him to the Buddha. So the Buddha called him and asked, "What's wrong with you? Don't you have any mindfulness to keep your mouth shut?" He said, "What I'm saying," he said, "that when I was a lay person, I was a rich man, but my richness didn't give me this type of happiness. So when I meet this type of happiness, I just couldn't help expressing it, And so the Buddha said, "Oh, this is all right. This is not lack of mindfulness. It's a sign of joy from enlightenment, from being released from all types of stress." Sabai, sabai, suk no, suk noi. That's the word in Thai they call suk no, suk no, sukha, sukha, sukha. I'm so happy, I'm so happy. Because I don't have any stress. I don't need to have any money, but I'm happier than when I have money. So try to reduce your possession down to the minimum. And you'll discover that there are less stress in yourself. Automatically. What you possess is the cause of your stress. When you don't have them, then they cannot cause you any stress. That's why the Buddha said charity, dana, give away things you don't need. Just keep the minimum. Mắc nói sẵn đồn.
Mắc nói sẵn. Minimum. Mắc nói
minimum. Mắc nói is minimum.
Mắc nói.
Sẵn đồn is just be happy with whatever you have.
Sẵn đồn.
Santosa. Santosa.
Santosa.
I think this in Pali is called Santosa.
Santosa.
And I think mắc nói is apichata. I think this is in the 10 subject of this conversation that people should talk about. Talking about wanting little, talking about the content with whatever you get, whatever you have. So if you're not happy with what you have, then you want more, right? And when you want more, then you have to go look for it, go after it, and you're creating stress. If you're happy with what you have, then you don't need to go look for anything else anymore. Then you're not creating any stress for yourself. It's your greed, your desire for things that cause stress in the mind. When you don't have greed or desire for things, then you don't have any stress. Okay. Is that good enough for today?
Okay, thank you so much, Tajan. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Ubeka Alfredo from Brazil. Always Ubeka, right? Always happy. Sukno, Sukno.
Hi, Bante. It's okay. A little few thinking.
Few thinking.
Not
few dukkha.
Few dukkha too.
Yeah.
The Vedana is very important, né, Bante, to practice Dhamma, né? Because all thinkings entering in body for Vedana, né?
Yeah, when you think you will start to have anger, or you can have greed. You know. When you think of something you don't have, then you want to have it. You know, when you think of somebody you don't like, you get angry. So if you don't think, then greed or anger cannot arise.
Yes. The expectative to the future that is a big vedana, né, to win, né, Bante? The expectative is delusion, né, Bante? Is not so good.
About what? Not so good.
Expectative, to the expectative.
Achievement, expecting
Yes,
achievement.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you imagine that the things are good or bad, or different things. The things is the things, né, Bante? It's not a problem to the world, né, Bante?
Yeah, whatever you achieve in this world doesn't solve your problem.
Yes.
Doesn't solve your greed and your hatred. No matter
Yes.
how much you achieve, how much you have, you still get angry, and you still get greedy. You still become greedy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. By the way, are you living alone? Are you living with somebody else?
Yes.
You live alone.
I have what?
Do you live alone, or do you live with your family?
No, I not have. I only have 3 brothers, but I don't talk with him. They have married and they work a lot. They have children.
So you live alone.
Yes.
So you
I
like
like.
a monk. You live like a monk.
Yes. I have a house, né, Bante? And I take care of my house.
Yes.
I practice in my house. I have a forest near here.
Good.
But I practice in my house. I have a garden.
You
I
were lucky.
meditate.
You were lucky to be alone. You're lucky.
Yes. My with the time, my friends understand that the things with me, but
Do you go out to see your friends and do activities with your friends?
yes, I like to do exercise, né? Do exercise and to do the dancing at night. But I do and go home. I not do many things a lot. Only do the things and go home.
I see.
The same Vipassana.
Not the same. Vipassana you do alone. You don't do with anybody.
Oh, but when you do the things normally, Bante, is tranquility, né? Passagem, né, Bante? The life is tranquility.
You rely on other people to do it. See, the goal is to not rely on anybody or anything to make yourself happy.
But other people is living in the other world, but the other people's thinking a lot, thinking. Desire.
That's
Other
right.
people wants.
That's why you should not do any activity with them, see? Because they don't think like you do anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bante.
All right. Good. Stay alone. Don't get married. Too late for that already. Huh?
No. My balance is my meditation, Bante. If my meditation is good, my balance is good.
All right. Good. Married to your meditation.
Yes.
Okay,
And-
good. Just like
and
me,
you
I'm married to meditation also.
Other people's married, but not me.
Okay, good.
It is, yeah.
All right. Let me go to Alvin now. Okay, Alvin.
Good afternoon, Tanajan. I don't have any question. Just thank you.
Well, welcome a newcomer here, Somchai from Pennsylvania. He attended the Thai Zoom meeting. Now you try the English one.
Yes, thank you. Good evening to you, sir. That's I always appreciate in deep of my heart for teaching me, and I learned from you, and I learned from all others. And I see so far I've been quit drinking, smoking, and a lot of time I very success on not eat evening, the one you told me that. And other than this, so far I feel good. I mean, I feel so pretty much unstressed right now, and also understand how the life going and how seem to be like you didn't own nothing in this world. You just come here and living like less of you teaching someone around the world there. But I always love and always like to listen. I tried to get in this first time. I saw last couple weeks ago. I tried to get in. I never get in. But first time I can get in on this English version.
Good.
But,
You can join both versions. You're bilingual. You're lucky.
it's not really actually. It's the English. It's kind of a little bit get in quite a bit. Not quite easy, but so okay for me, because they told me go study and learn it. But bilingual is pretty helpful. So it's so I still go to school. I still go and learn from some professor, from some sir.
You have any question tonight?
Tonight I kind of excited, but not really yet. Probably next time.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
And then we go to Judy Jonas. Judy from Canada, Toronto, near Toronto.
Yes, I do have a question, because I know it, you almost say it as a fact, your mind is separate from your body. And my kids say it, everybody says it. And I'm wondering, do I take a leap of faith, or is there some feeling that you can sense your mind is separate from your body? I feel good, and I like the meditation, but it doesn't feel like it's separate. Are you supposed to feel it, or just take it as a fact?
You can feel it when your mind enters into jhana.
So that means I'm not entered into jhana.
Yes. Once you're in jhana, then the body will disappear from your awareness.
Oh, okay. No, because I do an hour and a half. I always put it for an hour and a half, and I'm usually a little over an hour, and and it never wakes me up at an hour and a half. So I don't seem to do more. But then I'm just thinking, but my mind, it's part of my body. So it means just I'm not in jhana yet.
Not yet, because when you're in jhana, you can see the body becoming like a piece of wood.
No, okay, no, not at all. I kind of sense that my body, I don't feel it very much, but I still hear things.
You
but it
haven't
doesn't
gone
bother me.
deep enough yet. You haven't gone deep enough into into jhana yet.
Oh,
But you're beginning
okay.
to. So just keep practicing mindfulness and try to
Okay.
concentrate on
And
the meditation.
Okay, I just want to add that I'm even surprised I'm here because lots of trees were knocked down. There's no power here. And I have a small solar phone charger and it works. Anyway, I'm here outside in the sun. So I was surprised because there's no power for like quite a few days. Anyway, okay, all right. So your body kind of feels like wood.
Yes,
Okay.
when your mind becomes calm,
Oh, okay.
When your body seems to be insignificant to the mind, let's put it that way.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm not there yet because like everyone's telling me that and I'm saying, okay, but oh, so you feel it. It's not just like, oh, I'll just accept that.
You cannot imagine, you just have to experience it. When your mind becomes calm, your imagination isn't good enough. You have to actually feel it or experience it in your meditation.
Okay. Because like you said, in my other time, I'm like, taking out dandelions, I'm raking leaves, and I think I'm mindful about it. I just do it and it's fine. And I feel good, but there's no dukkha, like doing all these mundane jobs. I like them, but okay. All right. So
that's part of the step. That's part of the thing you have to do before you can meditate successfully. You first have to be mindful constantly, mindful all the time.
Yeah, which I think I am sort of,
Then you should
and actually it is more enjoyable because when I say I'm raking, well, I'm raking, I don't have to do anything else. It's great.
Then you should sit and meditate and watch your breathing instead.
Okay. No, well, that's what I do. Okay. But all right. I'll just keep going.
Just watching the breath. Just watching the breath only, nothing else. Pay no attention to other things. You only pay attention to your breath.
Yeah, and that's what I do. And when I start to not do it, I say, breathe, don't think, breathe, and then I just breathing.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You're still struggling with your mind. It doesn't want to stay with your breath. So you have to keep pulling in toward the breath.
Okay. Well, I'll keep going. I'm not that busy here. I don't have to rake all day.
Do it until you become absorbed with the breath, becoming one with the breath. Then your mind will start to become calm and peaceful.
Okay, which I think it is, but not at the next level. Right?
Not enough yet. Not enough yet.
Right. Okay, I'll just keep going. Thank you. I just was wondering if there is something to just accept or there is a feeling. So I guess I'll feel it when it happens. Thank you.
You can take a leap of faith for now. It's better than not having any faith at all. Yes. So when anything happened to your body, just say, it's not me.
Well, in a way, when the storm came, like the table went flying across the deck. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. It was a horrible storm, like many trees came down and a few of my chairs and my table was broken and I was okay with it. That doesn't matter. I don't need these table and chairs. But I wasn't scared really. So I don't know why, anyway, okay. But I think you answered my question.
I think the reason you're not scared because you have mindfulness.
Okay.
So when you have mindfulness, you prevent the mind from becoming excited.
Yeah, it was like I couldn't even close the patio door. The wind was so strong, but I was trying and I closed it. And the table flew across, broke into a million pieces. And I just thought, well, that's okay. And then it was over in 5 minutes.
That's right. Yeah. That means you have mindfulness, lots of mindfulness to keep your mind calm.
Right. Okay.
The next step is to see what will happen when something happened to your body.
I know. That's what I said. If I got hurt, I might have felt different, but I didn't get hurt. It's just my furniture, some of it got broken and shredded. And,
you should treat your body like another piece of furniture.
Well, the thing is, if my car got hurt, I might be a little
Because
more
it is,
upset.
you just do that thing and it's not. Actually, your body is just another piece of furniture.
Okay.
If you treat it like a piece of furniture, then you won't be affected when things happen to it. Right?
Okay, but the furniture doesn't have nerves and things, but I do.
And it's made from the same stuff. The furniture, they're made from the 4 elements.
Okay.
The
All
body
right.
also made from the 4 elements. Same thing.
Okay. All right.
The body is the body is material, just like the furniture. The furniture is made from material. Your body is made from material also. It's your delusion your delusion that makes you think that the body is different from the furniture.
Yeah, it is. Well, maybe it is. Okay.
It is and it is not. You know. It is different
Right.
in features and things like that. But in terms of the composition, it's made from the same composition, from the 4 elements.
Right. But it didn't bother me. I'd say, I don't really need this table. I have enough chairs. I have too many chairs. It's okay. You know.
You should also treat the body like that. You should not need your body also.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay.
when you don't need your body, then whatever happens to your body, you won't be affected. You won't be disturbed.
Right. Right. Okay.
So try not to rely on your body.
Well,
rely on your mindfulness for happiness rather than using your body for happiness.
that's right. Like, I don't mind if I don't finish raking or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just do what I do, you know? So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Stay with mindfulness, then you'll be okay.
Thank you.
All
Thanks. Okay. Okay.
Next.
Bye-bye.
Charles from Hong Kong, Bangkok, Hong Kong.
Oh, Ajahn, sorry, good evening. I have some question about morality and gambling.
Morality and gambling.
Yes. First question is gambling break our precept?
No, it's considered to be wise. Yeah. Not good practice, not good things to do, but it's not considered breaking the precept.
Oh, but it's good. It's not good for practice, right? For sure, it's
because it can cause you to break the precept eventually. When you gamble and when you lose, then you might want to continue on gambling. Then you might have to go steal some money somewhere to continue on with your gambling.
But at a Buddhist point of view, is there a difference between addictive, very compulsive gambling or some casual entertainment gambling? Can we differentiate like that?
Well, you can differentiate that if it is casual, then it might not cause any harm. But if it's addictive, then it can become harmful. But it's better not because usually things start from casual to become addictive eventually. People don't start with addiction, right? They start with casual activity, casual drink here and there, and then it tends to be more and more drinks.
But some saying that the gambling is more serious than drinking, right? But drinking is breaking a precept, but gambling. So
they're not good anyway, either gambling or drinking. Something that we should try to avoid.
So anyway, we should avoid gambling. But okay, there's other practice like raffle ticket, for example. Sometimes the raffle ticket is for charity. Actually, it's not. It's for good cause. Sometimes it's like paying for a ticket and then you may win something like that. But the money go to charity. And also some gambling like Hong Kong, the Jockey Club, they all the profit go to charity projects, something like that.
If you want to make charity, then don't, when you win the prize, give it to charity also.
Yeah. Good. I did that when I won that sometime that a casual raffle. I got
then you're really doing
a
charity.
bottle of wine, right? I return. I don't
And
keep
if you buy a ticket and then you expect to win, this is not charity anymore. This is
Okay.
greed. This is greed.
But among friends, is at the tension. Like Thailand, 90% of population are Buddhists, but 1/3 of the population involved in gambling. And then the government now try to promote casino like that, right? So among friends, a big debate about as a Buddhist, what should we do? Support or not support like that? That's why I asked this question.
As Buddhists, you don't want to support gambling
okay.
or drinking. You know.
Okay.
Or any other entertainment even. We're not supposed to.
Okay.
They are considered vice: entertainment, drinking, and gambling.
Okay.
The other two vices are laziness and associating with people who like to gamble, or drinking, or doing this sort of entertainment business. Then they will suck you in with them. See? If you associate with someone who likes to drink, then that person will usually ask you to drink with him or her.
Sooner or later, you follow.
Yeah.
Okay, the more the sila, samadhi, panya. Now the sila, the morality. Now we understand it's not really breaking the precept, but it's not helpful. It's not good anyway for our practice, right? Can we understand that way, right? Not break the precept, but not good.
It doesn't break the precept now, but it can eventually cause you to break the precept.
Okay. So the Buddhists should not involve in that, right?
Right.
Even the so-called lottery, buy 100 baht, 200 baht.
Yes, because
try to avoid.
It can increase eventually when you gamble. You might start from a little, but when you win, then you say, "Oh, you're more confident, so you want to play more, right?"
Okay.
And when you lose, you want to get it back. So you end up, spending more and more on gambling.
Yes. Maybe start from buying a lottery and then later on win a few times and then put more money and then
and when you don't win, you lose and you want to get it back.
Yes. Okay. So I understand now. Ajahn, that's my question. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you.
Next, Sweden check from Sweden, from Canada, from Vancouver.
Okay.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Your body is a piece of furniture. when the storm comes, it's hard to think about your body as a piece of furniture, but it's a really good one. And by the way, Ajahn, like Ontario and Quebec had severe thunderstorm, Ajahn. They had.
I see. They have strong.
Yeah,
weather.
it was maybe 10 or maybe around 10 people died, I think. Yeah, it's
snowstorm or just rain.
Thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Rainstorm or thunderstorm?
Thunderstorm.
Yeah. Not snow, Ajahn. Ajahn, on the Q&A, you talk about Vibhava Tanha as there are two, like one is the Rupa Jhana and the other one, they are totally different. Ajahn, is it? They are like
the Rupa Jhana and the Rupa Jhana. So the opposite. Rupa Jhana, you need something to get into Rupa Jhana. With Arupa Jhana, you don't need anything.
Oh, that's why it's called form and formless.
Form and formless. But I can really not explain this form of formless really. I still scratching my head about it. But I think with Rupa Jhana, you need like watching your breath. And breath is a form. But with Arupa Jhana, you just use your imagination.
Oh. So Ajahn, like Vibhava Tanha, there are two kinds of Vibhava Tanha. Ajahn, like one is like you want to go into arupa jhana, and the other one is you don't want to get sick and die, like you don't want like,
yeah, that's also the desire to be something. Bhava means to be something. Vibhava tanha, vibhava means not to be something.
oh, so it's related then, like meaning
There's two levels. On the sensual level, you still want to get rich, you want to, be famous, something like that. This is called bhava tanha. And vibhava tanha is you don't want to become poor, for instance. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to get sick. This is called vibhava tanha. The opposite end of the bhava tanha. Bhava is wanting something you don't have. Vibhava tanha is wanting to get rid of something that you have, but you cannot get rid of, like sickness. When you get sickness, you feel stressful because you want to get rid of the sickness. But if you can accept the sickness, then you say you have to stay with it, live with it, then you won't have any stress.
So they're always together, Ajahn. Right? Like when you want to get healthy, you don't want to get sick. So like
well, they're two sides of the same coin. Okay. Yeah. So right now, don't worry about the rupa jhana or rupa jhana. Just worry about your wanting to be somebody and not wanting to lose something. Just keep yourself in equanimity, in ubeka, and let things be happy with whatever you are right now, so you can stop bhava tanha. If you're not happy with what you have, then you want to do something about it, right? Some people go to do surgery and fix their face or fix their hair because they're not happy with the status quo. This can be considered bhava tanha. Or vibhava tanha if you want to get rid of it. If you don't like your hair and you cut your hair off, then maybe this is called vibhava tanha.
But if I'm a piece of furniture, then I don't have any. If I think I just have another question. Is what's the character of like the Deva? You said that they are charitable, right? That they keep the 5 precepts and they are charitable.
That's
and
right.
And so I guess their character is charitable. What about the character of the the Deva? Oh my gosh, Brahma.
Brahma, calm and peaceful.
Calm and peaceful.
Always remain calm and stable, not emotional, not reacting to anything. Has equanimity as the characteristic, but can also show loving kindness when it's required, compassion, sympathetic joy when the situation requires. But normally the person will remain just calm, not reacting, not getting excited with anything that happens.
So the noble disciple is also the same. Ajahn, they are also calm.
They also like that, but they're permanent. With the people with jhana, if they sometimes when the jhana becomes weakened, then they can start to become emotional. But with noble disciple, once they reach that point of there's no return to the lower level.
That's the difference. Okay.
Yes, because the noble disciple had have reached the wisdom level. The others only reach reach at the mindfulness level. The mindfulness level for the Rupa Jhana and the Rupa Jhana. And the Deva levels you by reaching the precepts and dana, charity.
Ajahn, just now you talking to B. Ravin about like the karma affects the mind. It also affects the body, doesn't it, Ajahn? Like because
no, not really. No? The body just happens to maybe the collateral damage, but the real damage is the mind. So you might, for instance, if you use the body to go rob a bank, so they cannot catch the mind because they cannot see the mind, so they catch the body. So they put the body in jail. By putting the body in jail, they also lock the mind with the body. So the mind is the one who suffers, not the body. The body can sleep and eat in jail, just like when it's outside of jail. Okay? See the difference?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's
so the body is just collateral, really. The one who really pays the consequence of the bad karma is the mind. Because the mind is locked up with the body, it cannot go anywhere. So become frustrated, become unhappy. It's not the mind who feels happy or not happy. And it's not the body who feels happy or not happy. The body cannot feel, doesn't have an emotion.
That's true.
You can put the body anywhere and it doesn't matter to the body. Put it in jail or put it in a box, you know. It doesn't complain. It's just, you know, it takes whatever comes to it. Take it to the hospital, it doesn't complain. It's the mind who complains. You know. The mind who's not happy.
True.
Take it to the dentist, the body doesn't complain. It's the mind who doesn't hurt, who is not hurt by the toothache. Complain because he doesn't want to experience the pain from the body. But if you have equanimity, then it doesn't matter where the body goes, whatever happens to the body is and the mind will be synchronized. The body doesn't matter. The mind also say it doesn't matter. You could put the body in a box. You can put the body in the prison. You can put it in the hospital. Once the mind has equanimity, then the mind also says it doesn't matter. But this is what the mind lacks, is equanimity.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to keep practicing mindfulness and meditation to get this equanimity in the mind. Once you have equanimity, then the mind can accept anything that happens to the body. So the mind will protect the mind rather than protect the body for Sotapanna, right? So the mind will not say, no, let's not do any bad karma. But as far as the body is concerned, doing good karma or bad karma doesn't matter, right? Because the body still gets to eat whether you could. So get to eat, get to sleep, you know, get to do anything normally. But it's the mind that is being punished, pay the consequence of the bad karma. Because as soon as you break the precept or break the law, the mind really feels bad. Even though maybe nobody knows that you have committed something illegal, but you already feel bad inside. That's the mind that's feeling bad, not the body.
Yeah. So true.
So Tajan, we have to teach ourselves in order for the mind not to feel bad, then we don't break precepts.
You can teach and you can forget. You have to experience, you have to meet the mind, you have to discover the mind. You have to see the mind, who is the one who paying the consequence of the good and bad action. Then you don't have to remind, you don't have to teach the mind. But if you don't experience this thing yet, no matter how much you teach the mind, it can forget.
And that's to get to Upekkha.
Upekkha. Once you get to Upekkha, then you can see the difference when you have Upekkha and when you don't have Upekkha. When you have Upekkha, you have contentment, you have peace, you have happiness. When you don't have Upekkha, you have restlessness, craving, desire, stress. Everything comes up. So you have to get to Upekkha first. Then everything will fall into place. All the puzzle will fit. Right now you cannot put the puzzle together because you lack the important ingredient, which is Upekkha. No matter how much you try, making so much money, going places to make yourself happy, it all falls apart afterwards. You always come back to the same condition you were in before, not happy. So get Upekkha, then when you have Upekkha, then you know this is the thing, this is the real thing. This is the real happiness. Then you want to protect this Upekkha, if you still haven't yet established it to be permanent. Then you need wisdom to teach your mind, to protect it. And the thing that will destroy Upekkha is your defilement. And the thing that will destroy your defilement is wisdom, the three characteristics of existence. See the relationship? First, you develop Upekkha by stopping the mind from thinking. Because when the mind stops thinking, your defilement cannot function. Then you have peace and happiness and contentment. But with mindfulness, you cannot maintain it all the time. So when your mindfulness weakens, then your mind starts to think, and then your defilement starts to function again. When it functions, then it destroys the Upekkha that you get from stop thinking. So if you want to maintain Upekkha, then you have to stop the defilement. And not stop by using mindfulness, but stop by using wisdom, using that the object of the defilement are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. The objects of your cravings are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. Sensual pleasures, happiness from rupa jhana or happiness from arupa jhana, they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then when you see that, then you stop your craving for them. Stop craving for sensual pleasure, stop craving for rupa jhana, stop craving for arupa jhana. Then when you don't have a craving, then your Upekkha just remain constant, remain permanent. Because the thing that caused the Upekkha to disappear is your defilement. And once you destroy your defilement with wisdom, then there's nothing to destroy your Upekkha anymore. So your mind has Upekkha permanently. Okay?
So
see why you have to practice samatha before vipassana. First, you have to accumulate happiness with mindfulness. Once you have happiness from mindfulness, then you want to protect it with wisdom. Because your defilement is the one that will destroy the happiness that you get from your jhana. See, before the Buddha became enlightened, nobody knows how to deal with this situation. The people know how to get into jhana, being happy with jhana. But when they come out of jhana, when they start to think, when they start to become contact with the sensual object, their defilement start to function. And then the defilement, then the happiness from Upekkha will then disappear. Your mind from being cool start to become hot, right? When you start to become greedy, your mind start to become hot, anxious, not cool and calm like when you're in jhana. But if you tell your mind that the objects of your craving will cause you dukkha later, sooner or later, because what you get, you will lose it. When you lose something you love, what happens? You get dukkha, right? They say you want to have a boyfriend or girlfriend. You think this will make you happy, right? But when you lose your boyfriend or girlfriend later on, then what happens? Then you get sadness. So if you can look ahead before you leap, then you stop leaping. Why go after dukkha? Because you cannot live with your boyfriend or girlfriend forever. Sooner or later, you will have to separate. So this is what you use when you want to stop your defilement, stop your craving. By seeing that everything that you crave for will eventually cause you dukkha. That's the price you will have to pay sooner or later. It's dukkha. Because you will have to lose, or things that you love will change. From being beautiful to become ugly, become old and sick, or become incapacitated, for instance. What would you do with an incapacitated partner? You want to get rid of him or her, right, instead of keeping it. Because you cannot no longer get any happiness from that person or thing. So you have to see everything is anicca, then you can see dukkha. Like flowers, they bloom, then after a few days they wilt. So everything is like that. Everything is under the law of change, anicca. Everything is anatta. They are natural condition. And no one can interfere with this natural condition. All natural conditions keep changing, right? From rising and ceasing. If you hang on to it, then you can get dukkha. When the thing that you hang on turn into something different, then you start to ask why. Because you don't see the law of nature, the law of change. So that's why if you can see the law of change, to see that everything is under the law of change, and then there are all natural conditions which no one can interfere with. Then you stop having anything to do with them. Live with emptiness. Better to live with emptiness. Because emptiness doesn't change, right? It's always remain empty all the time. That's why it gives you the supreme happiness. The absolute emptiness gives you the supreme happiness. Absolute emptiness, nothing, not even the body, khanda, nothing, no, nothing, just the mind alone by itself. And not relying on anything, not relying on the body, not relying on rupa jhana or arupa jhana to make it happy. Rely on happiness, on emptiness. Okay, I think your question or your time takes a long time. Maybe it's good because give me a chance to talk more, because you somehow know how to to kickstart my conversation like this. Talk. And if you have any more questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Then let me go to some other people, okay? Gabe Yunso from Penang. Gabe, you have any question?
No question. It's just that I used to multitasking during my work in the past. So now I have to train myself, do one thing at one time so that it can develop my mindfulness. Yeah.
Yes, you want to stay focused on one thing because it will make your mind strong, not scattered. You know. The more unified the mind is, the stronger the mind will be. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, Kilian Dong. Are you still in Hanoi?
No, Thanachan, I'm back to London.
Oh, back to London now.
Yes, I just came back on Sunday.
So how is it like back there? Different, huh?
The flight is okay. Here, it's a bit weird feeling coming back to all of the comfortness. You feel like luxury thing after Wat Pa.
Yes. But you know it's not real though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so weird. And here it's like so peaceful, as if nothing's happening. It's like how it's described in Sutta or whatever. Like you like pigs looking down into the thing of the pig's food thing. Something that's what I feel. Something like that.
So what do you expect to do now? What do you want to do now?
I don't know. Trying my best to go as fast as possible. I don't know how long it will take me to do that.
Is there anything you are worried about, or you want to like protect what you have accumulated, achieved from your trip, and not being sucked in by the surroundings of your presence, you know, accommodation or lifestyle?
I think it's not just this. Like even before, when I was there, every day when I sit down to eat, I feel the suction, or is it a word? The suction, the force pulling me or tying me to the world. That's what I feel, like a force to make me sit down, start eating. I know that, oh, this is the thing that keeping or connect me or tie me down to the world. And here is the same feeling. I know I don't need all of this, but somehow it's still, I don't have enough merits or whatever to be, or strength to be away. But I know it's not what I.
Can you continue on doing what you did here, like sleeping on the floor, eating once a day, and things like that?
Oh yeah, I'm sleeping on the floor here. I can eat once a day here. The only thing for me is relationship, like keeping the harmony. But technically, physically, I can do everything as how I did there.
That's why once you know how to do it, it doesn't matter where you are, so you can do it wherever you are.
Yes, I can do it.
That's one of the reasons for going away on a retreat, so that you know how it is like to live properly as a meditator. And once you know that, then if you can maintain that wherever you are, then you can still be advancing in your path.
Right.
But if you revert back to what you used to do before you left, then you're just coming back to zero again, losing all what you have accumulated and learned from your trip.
Right.
Okay, so you understand that what you need to do now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll try to maintain it.
Yeah. It's still your practice. That is the most important thing, regardless of wherever you are.
Okay.
But you'll find it difficult, more harder to do it there now than when you were here, because the surroundings is not the same.
Yes, and it's like I don't have my liberty. I don't have my right to do what I wanted to do. With all the invitations, with all the orders or requests. That is the main thing. Otherwise, it's no problem for me physically.
Okay, so what is your next goal? You have a goal in mind. What you want to go? What you want to achieve next?
I don't want to use the word goal, but it's the wish as soon as possible.
Your target. That's what it is.
It's the wish, actually, as soon as possible. No, I know. It's unbelievable, or it's unreasonable or practical. Oh, it's crazy for other people to think so, but I know it's that is the way.
Yes, it's something that other people, if they hadn't done the same thing that you had, would not be able to understand.
Yeah.
So this is not something you want to discuss with people that don't practice.
I don't hope that I can make them understand.
That's
not
right.
at all.
Don't waste your time.
But I still have to do something to reach like a common understanding, or like a permission or something like that. Something like that. Otherwise, I think I have to make a decision.
When you die, do you have to get permission from other people before you die?
That is true.
Okay.
That is so true.
So why you need to get permission from people to do what is good for you and doesn't hurt anybody else?
Exactly.
That's why the Buddha didn't ask permission. He left when he decided it's time for him to leave. He left.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so true. Yeah. It's like it's just something that is not comfortable for you to do, to break something that you like used to have as a normality or standard. I think I have to do it now because it's just 2 days and I feel I have to do it.
Good. And just to see if you can follow through on that.
That is the thing. That is the thing.
All right. Let me go to the next person.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, thank you so much again for your encouragement. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. So thanks a lot.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Evie from Indonesia. Evie, you have a question?
Of course, Ajahn. I always question every meeting. Ajahn, I changed my method again, Ajahn, my meditation method again.
I know you keep changing. You'll never find the right method.
Yeah, that's right, because
your right method is to keep changing.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, because it's very tired. Because I try this, try that, still cannot find a suitable method for me.
That's because your mindfulness is not strong enough. That's not. It's not the method. It's your mindfulness.
Yeah, because
that's the problem.
Imaging the Buddha face in meditation is not easy.
Because every method requires strong mindfulness to achieve. Yeah. But if you have weak mindfulness, regardless of which method you do, you won't be able to achieve anything. So you should concentrate more on mindfulness than anything else.
So now I change to let go. I let go everything.
You can change anything you want, but without mindfulness, you won't be able to do anything properly.
Yeah. And now I do this like, let go. Let go. I don't want to imagine or think about anything anymore. I let go anything until I finally feel like have nothing, and I feel like I'm weightless. So I can be
Try to
happy.
practice mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You will notice the difference. You can do that. Okay, I have to go quick now because there's still several people waiting, and
Okay,
we
Ajahn.
can be running out of time pretty soon. Next,
Okay,
Buddhika, I think. Where are you from, Buddhika?
I'm from Sri Lanka.
Okay, Sri Lanka. This is your first time to join us.
Second time.
The second time. Any question from you tonight?
Yes, during my meditation, thinking has, after some time, thinking has stopped, and breathing and sensation of the body also stopped.
Yes, continue on.
After I come from that state, I feel that there is no clinging.
No clinging.
Clinging.
Yeah, temporarily, but after a while you start to cling again when you're.
So it is opaque or something.
It's not fake, but it's temporary. When it will eventually disappear, and then you'll come back and start to cling again like before.
Then
so you have to keep meditating all the time to maintain this.
To doing meditation without doing meditation on day-to-day life, I feel that there is a throat process going very fast. And if when I'm doing something very slow, it's go vanished.
I don't understand what you try to say.
If I do some work,
yes,
there is a thought process going very fast.
Your thought going very fast with the work.
Yes. So I concentrate on very slow to do it. It vanish.
Okay.
What is it that?
See, when you concentrate on doing something, then you cannot think about other things.
And mindfulness comes automatically.
This is mindfulness. So when you concentrate on your work, then you can stop your thought that way.
So stopping, how to achieve attainment?
I can't understand what you
how
say.
To achieve that upekkha?
You have to have constant or continuous mindfulness. Continually stop your thought from thinking, your mind from thinking, until the thinking disappear, and all you have there is just a knowing. Then you get upekkha.
After upekkha, what will happen next?
Oh, you'll feel happy, you feel good, and you feel that you don't need anything. You can live alone.
How do you know? Is it permanent or is just temporary?
Well, you have to find out yourself. You have to keep watching yourself. But at this state of being, how long does it last? Whether it lasts every day or it doesn't last. But at least you know how to bring it back. Once you know how to get it, then you can always go back and bring it back again. Or you can make it permanent by developing wisdom, by seeing everything that you cling to as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
During walking meditation, it's took place automatically without any consciousness. It's becoming automatically.
What comes automatically? What do you mean?
Walking comes automatically.
Working?
Walking.
Walking.
Yes.
Well, you've been walking all your life already. This is already automatic, whether you practice or not. But mindfulness with walking will become automatic when you keep being mindful with your walking. Then eventually your mindfulness will become automatic with your walking.
What does it mean? Is it non-self? Does it mean non-self?
Oh, nothing, there's no self in everything. Yeah. So don't worry about non-self right now. Just worry about being mindful.
Okay.
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 All right. Next, Mandy, you're in the sun, out in the sun.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here.
Sunshine, blue sky.
Blue sky. Yeah.
Beautiful. Is this your backyard?
I live in an apartment and I live alone, so it's kind of like a side yard.
A side yard. Okay.
Yeah.
It's next to your apartment. Next to your apartment. Or is
Yes.
it?
Yeah, just outside. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say or ask?
I've got some reflections. I think I've almost been doing 8 precepts and I'm interested, but I'm also interested to know, will you ever offer an online retreat for us?
You can do it yourself. Why do you need me? All you have to know is what to do and do it. So I give you online instruction. This is enough for you.
All right.
You don't need somebody to guide you every hour what to do. You're not a baby, you know. You're grown up. You can
I
set
am a
up.
baby meditator. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Where's next? iPhone Eric, I think. Eric, haven't seen you for a while. You from Los Angeles?
Yes, that's right. Ajahn, good to see you again.
Yeah. Must be at least a year or so since you came in.
Yeah. Yes. It's been a crazy year too, because it's been, as you know, like almost 2 years of no, with COVID here in the United States, there's almost, for me, no work. And then all of a sudden, tons of work. So now I'm stressed the other direction. One way I'm stressed, I don't have any money. I don't know what's going on, and I'm anxious and not sleeping. And now I'm so stressed out with so much work. I don't know.
That's the consequence of not having any equanimity.
Yes. Yeah. So many life stressors, right now. And my practice today, I have no time for practice, I try to stay mindful. I try to get in the body and feel, stay with feelings. And occasionally we'll try to recite a mantra, but I feel there's so much for me to do that I don't have time. My mind has to work on things, or, call this person back, or don't forget to reschedule this, or, make sure you do this. Now I have to go here. I have to prepare for this or whatever, that it's very difficult for me to stay, just staying on a mantra, or even to remain in my body if I have to do all these tasks, So I'm often very exhausted. Then I can't sleep. I wake up and stressed because I have to do something, I forget, or something starts in my mind. So I'll try to meditate to fall back asleep, basically to relax my mind. I'm just having a hard time, and it seems like life is spinning out, as you know, I had a difficult time during COVID, year ago, and now I'm having the opposite difficulty, dealing with being back in the world and working and everything else. So I don't know if you have suggestions how I can get back into my practice more effectively and be more mindful during this time. I don't know if you can help maybe a little bit for me.
You have to prioritize your time and your work. You have to maybe reduce your workload down to the level where we will provide you with the need that you have to have, with the things that you have. And then you have to know a cutoff point where you should not take any more work than you have to. So then you can have more time to do something with your mind also. If you let the situation dictate you, then work keeps coming in and you just keep taking in, then you won't have any time left for looking after your mind. So you have to divide up the time, half for the mind and half for your body, for instance. Or else you will be overwhelmed by the situation, one way or the other, whether work or no work, you can be overwhelmed by them.
Okay, thank you. I have one more question too.
Okay.
Because my meditations are so off right now, I'm almost forgetting when I go back to it what I'm supposed to do. And my question is, I remember in the past I would go with the feeling of the breath coming in and kind of like focusing on the feeling of it entering the nose or the nostrils, or that would kind of be a soothing thing. And now because I'm so stressed, it's difficult. Is it better if I just watch the breath coming in and be mindful of the knowing, or is the actual feeling of the air passing my nostrils? What is the best
I think
method?
knowing the feeling of the breath will be best.
The physical feeling, sensation.
The sensation at the tip of your nose.
Okay. And don't follow it into the nose and up into the.
Just stay at that one point, and then
Right
the air
here.
comes out at the contact point.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
be patient. Be patient when you meditate. Don't rush. Don't expect to get a quick result. Just be happy with just being able to watch your breath, and whatever the result that will come later, let it happen by itself. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. I hope everything will turn out good for you.
Me too. I hope someday I can come visit you still and
Okay.
get away.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Our last person in the room tonight, Sajal Kar. Sajal, you have any question?
Yes, Abhay, like I do like the discussion and the answers that you gave to Check's question and went to the Dharma discussion. So I'm just wondering that when you are in jhana, are you is it fair to say that are you kind of in touch with the chitta, or you're in the spiritual realm, so to speak, or not really?
Well, your mind is always in the spiritual realm, and when it is jhana, it just disconnect from the physical world, disconnect from the body. The vijnana that connects the mind to the central organs of the body stop functioning temporarily. So all the information coming in through the central organ stop at the body, doesn't instantly transmitted to the mind. See, the mind and the body doesn't exist in the same dimension. The mind and the body exist in two separate dimensions, one physical and the other mental or spiritual. That's why you cannot see the mind, but you have to experience and feel the mind by being mindful. Okay.
Yeah. Just one thing that the practical application, I think we must have all seen that being mindful at a practical level, that during some personal interactions with people, I've seen that when I don't let myself go, my mind go and form a self, quote unquote self, then I actually am able to maintain evenness of mind, equanimity, and such. As a result, you can actually remain without going into altercations or without antagonizing anybody, and the peace actually does prevail, and it is possible to stay not heartless but kind of aloof in some sense, that kind of distance from the situation, and be singularly. I saw that if I don't allow the self to form, myself to get mad or get angry or delusional or something, if I can keep that bird inside the cage and be present, then kind of amusingly things kind of the storm kind of dies out, and it's a very that kind of mindfulness I would like to have all the time. I think then that would be like a win-win peaceful situation for everybody, including myself. That's just my observation.
Okay. I think let me go to Facebook now for the question. Do we have any questions for Facebook tonight?
Yes, we have 7 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์.
Okay.
The first question from Sin Sin. Good evening, Ajahn. I have a question. I'm living in the Netherlands, and now as the temperature is getting warmer, lots of insects start to grow. There are nests of wasps and ants around the house. I'm worried, especially wasps will bring harm to my family members, but I don't know what is the best way to do in terms of trying to keep the 5 precepts as much as I can. Please enlighten me. Thank you.
Well, you just leave them alone and protect your house from having them enter into your house. That's all.
And there are 5 questions from Polen Soon. And the first question is how to practice the contemplation.
Contemplation is to study the nature of things that you are involved with, such as your house, your possession, your relatives, your friends, yourself, your body. You contemplate that everything is anicca, everything is temporary. Everything will sooner or later will come to an end, so that you prepare your mind not to cling or attach to them. And when your mind is not attached to them, when they leave or when they die, then it will not hurt yourself. This is what contemplation is for.
And the second question is, can I force the mind sitting longer time? It will cause the unpleasant mind, and how to handle it? Thank you.
Well, if you want the mind to be calm longer, you have to force it. If you don't force it, then it will not stay calm for a long time. So when you try to force the mind, you might feel unpleasant. But after you're able to stop the mind, calm the mind, then you feel more pleasant than before.
And the third question is, do we need to practice the contemplation of the process of dying? Thank you.
Yes, because we all have to die, right? So we have to prepare the mind to accept this. Because if the mind can accept this, then there will be no dukkha or stress or sadness when it happens.
And the fourth question is, a young person become ill seriously. Is this because of karma? Thank you.
Because of birth. Once you are born, you are subjected to sickness.
And the fifth question is it a right posture by sitting straight the body? Then it will make more comfortable for the body to last long. Thank you.
Yes, sitting should be, you should maintain the right posture. You maintain the health of the body. But when you meditate, you should not worry about the posture of the body anymore while meditating. Because if you pay attention to the posture, then you will not be meditating, and you will not be able to achieve the result from your meditation.
And
Is
the
that
last,
all?
last question from Ai. I heard on Facebook that Thanachan said, try not to be discouraged. Don't back down, don't give up. If you are discouraged, take a break and rest before you come back and continue to fight. My question is, what's the meaning about take a break and rest? Thank you, Thanachan.
Well, just like when you work, when you get tired, you have no more strength, then you have to take a break, go to sleep, eat, or relax, doing something to relax yourself with and to energize your body. Same way with the mind. When you overwork your mind, the mind can also become frustrated and become discouraged. So you have to reduce down the amount of what you do to the level where it doesn't cause any stress. It doesn't mean that you stop entirely, but you do less, you reduce down the workload. If you used to practice 6 hours a day, you might reduce down to 3 hours a day or something like that.
That's all, Thanachan.
Okay. That's all the time we have for tonight. So I thank you all of you for joining this meeting. I hope you can benefit from this and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you again at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you, Rajan. Sadhu,
Thank Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Thank you, Nala.
Bye bye.
Bye. ขอบคุณหลานคุณบอยครับสวัสดีครับ
Bye.
Bye.